Hey everyone, happy Monday. How are you today? So my name is Joe, and we are just going to jump right back into our live stream for building our multi-tenant Laravel Vue.js Inertia.js application. If you have not been following along, how dare you, sir and ma'am? How dare you? No, if you haven't been following along, there's other videos you can find all on YouTube that kind of show me going through this whole process of building this thing up. So please feel free to take a look there. Everything should be there. Now, today we're just going to kind of continue on what I was doing last Thursday. And actually, before I start all this, just a quick note: I was streaming all last week, and I've passed 2 weeks every day, but I'm going to be changing that up. So now I'm going to be streaming about 2:45 Eastern Standard Time every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to push some other stuff out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll see how that goes. One other thing to note is that I somehow totally borked my browser over the weekend. I think it happened when I was making a bunch of changes because I screwed up what I thought was my DNS settings somehow, but I didn't. I ended up just pausing my internet on my computer. So that's a long story. It's in the last video if you want to see it from Thursday. But in the meantime, I had to basically delete Firefox and then reinstall it because it was just doing something crazy too. So I don't even know. I was just looking at it and I just realized that I totally don't have a couple of things on here now that I normally do keep. I normally have Vue tools, so I don't have that at this moment in time. So I'm gonna have to actually just go and probably just reinstall that real quickly. It's probably the easiest thing to do. I got all this extra crap on here now. I'm I don't even know what are all these videos and these things. Let's say, how do we do that? Vue extension. So let's just download this. If you've never used this before, it's a really good tool. It's just really kind of helpful, but now I don't have it on here because I deleted everything. So yes, got it. Allow that to run in private because it's a nice little extension. I think it's done. I also don't have live reload, that means, which is annoying, but fine for right now. And I gotta push this to go somewhere else. Dock to the right. Dock to the right. There we go. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So now with that out of the way, geez, we can just kind of continue what we were working on last week. So last week, what I was doing was working on this customer service page, and this is basically just where you go. So you come in, you log into the site. You come to the dashboard, and then you want to go and do some settings stuff right on your site. So you go, you click into settings, and you go here and you can edit your billing address, you can edit your card details, and you can see all of your workspaces. That's what this thing is down here that we're working on. And then maybe it's going to tell you some product details and generic product information. So that's something else we have to be able to put in here. So a couple of things that we're going to have to do to get this page working correctly. One of them is, obviously we're gonna have to link this up to stuff, but we're gonna need to make some database changes, I think, today in order to kind of make this whole page work the way I'm envisioning it in my head. And then we also have to make some changes to these tables to make them look correct. But one thing we need to do is we need to kind of store product information in the database. So right now there's no storage of product information. So all the product information would just be kind of on your website or whatever, but there's nowhere. Nothing is going to say this is the product. The only information we normally store in the database is just, the only information we have to store in the database would be your Stripe ID and things like that. But everything else is kind of just whatever you would want to store. So I think we want to put I want to create a product table that actually says, hey, these are this is your product. This is what you are actually using. And it'll kind of say all of your users or all of your different product details. So that way we can tie that into each customer. And then show them kind of what they're using and that type of stuff. The other thing I want to do is put some information into the workspaces table, into the lookup table, so that way we can pull this information correctly. One thing I don't want to do on this page, so take a look at this page, what I'm kind of thinking about constructing this table to do. So this is all of your workspaces. So customers have workspaces. workspaces are like your tenants. So if you don't, if just using kind of different parlance, like normally you think of it when a multi-tenant site, you're thinking about your landlord, and then you think about your tenants. So I call workspaces tenants basically, or tenant. Sorry, what normal people call tenants, I call workspaces. Why do I use that word? Just because I think it makes better sense to the customer. Like, I think a customer coming into your website saying, here are all your tenants, would make absolutely no sense. But if you say, here are your workspaces, I think that makes a little bit better sense to them. I have no reason to believe that necessarily. Like, I don't have like a test or anything that says like, this is what this sounds better, but it's just kind of in my head. My gut feeling on this says that if it's just a normal quote unquote person who doesn't understand the concept of multi-tenant databases or even what that would mean, they would say, why do I have tenants? What is this? I'm not what does that mean? So in order to just completely evade those questions and not have to worry about them whatsoever, we just don't use those words. So as you can see here, we have in the workspace, there's just a couple of pieces of information that I want to be able to pull in. Name, obviously, active members, inactive members, and then like being able to edit, archive, delete all of these pieces of the database. Now, active and inactive members, theoretically, you could go to, before this page kind of pulls up, you could go to the database and just dynamically grab all that information, right? Like I could go anytime you come to this page, I could just go to the database, count the number of active versus inactive members, and do that with a SQL query that does the count. But I feel like that's going to be really heavy, especially if you have a lot of different workspaces. That's like a kind of a big join, and then it's counting all the sure, you could probably index it. Sure, you can probably do all of that stuff and probably make it better or make it quicker, but that just seems kind of sort of ridiculous to me. This is a piece of information that should just be, let's turn on do not disturb. All right, that's just a piece of information that should just be kind of living in the database and gets updated every now and then. You call it a day, especially since active versus inactive members and total number of workspaces is going to be something that I'm going to use as a key in the database to for your products. So you know how you go to a website, like if you try to buy something and it says you can have 3 workspaces or 62 customer or 62 members or something like that. Like it'll give you like all these different configuration options. I don't want to do it where every single time I'm like try to think about that for a minute. Like how would I do that count? You could either store that information somewhere and just say every time you add a new user, they have 10 users, they have 15 users. Or you'd have to do a count every time they, I guess, log in and say, wait, did they add one more user or no? What happened? It just becomes kind of a weird, when do you check that? So stuff it in the database, and then I don't have to do any query. The query becomes now lookup, table.active members, table.inactive members, and I can pull all that information up. I just feel like that's going to be the safest way of actually pulling in this data and finding it and doing everything with it. So that's what we're going to do, which obviously necessitates another database migration that we'll have to handle. So, okay. I think let's just get started in here now and see kind of where we can go with all of this information. And hey to the people joining, feel free to chat because I have my Restream chat information open so I can see you and I should be able to talk. I think we'll see. I don't know if I can talk and code at the same time. It sometimes can be an issue. So let's go here. Let's start with, I think we're going to just start with the migration for the active and inactive members. So let's do that. Hey there. What is that? Timmy Connect. How are you? All right. So let's go over here. Close out this stuff. So I just had I was playing around with the just the table look and feel right now that's in here. Eventually this table's got to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's good enough for now. Okay, so let's go over to the migrations and take a look at that stuff. So where the hell are my migrations? Well, let's close everything up. Migrations is in database, migrations, and okay, just the thing to, I'm great. How are you? So how I store my migrations, just so you know, again, this is a multi-tenant, multi-database system. So I really do need to have two separate kind of directories for my migrations. So one is the shared database, which has like your customers, your subscriptions, all that stuff, and then the workspace tables. So for this, this just needs to be in, oh, I think I'm going to put this in the customer table right now, right? No, I'm actually going to put this in the lookup table. I think that might be the best place for it. So I have this kind of lookup table concept in here that if you see the database, it might make better sense here. So let's go into Homestead, shared, rebase shared. Okay. So this is the shared database table. So this is my active customer. Here's like you can see kind of like the address for all the information here and all that stuff that we have. Here's your Stripe ID, yada, 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 your card number. And then I have this concept of a lookup table. And the lookup table's job is basically to just, when the user comes in, when somebody connects, we check, we get the slug. So now we can kind of check, we can get the customer information, the workspace information, and then we can connect to the workspace database. That's the concept here. So the question becomes, where do I store this information for the active, inactive users, all of that stuff? Do I store it on the lookup table? That was my first thought. But now I'm looking at this data and I'm like, does it matter at this point? Probably not. I'm just trying to find a place where I think it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense on the customer. And I'm just basing that on the idea that the customer is really no, okay, it does not make sense on the customer because the customers can have multiple workspaces, and that wouldn't make sense to try to put like a number of a number of things here. So, okay, so not that. I think the lookup table probably makes the best sense for this data. And then maybe even just connect to the, okay, no, all right, better place. Screw the lookup table. Let's just say where it actually should go is on here on the workspace table, or on the workspaces table. This is actually the right place for it now that I'm thinking about it. So, okay, the lookup table is really just for looking up, making sure the connection exists, all that type of stuff. The workspace table, this is where it should be. So again, you have a customer can have multiple workspaces. This is the now list of all the workspaces that exist for this particular customer. They could have X number. So I should put in here fields for active, inactive users. Or I guess it would be active users, total users. That's what I'll put in here. So, okay, so it does need to go to the workspace. So that's my thinking for right now. And so, okay, not on the lookup, don't save. Workspace, here we go. So we have customer name, slug, domain, status. I think I'll just drop this information right here. Table. Not a number, or it's an integer. We'll call this users. Is this nullable? Nah, we'll just say default of 0. Not really nullable. You can just have, because you're probably always going to have one user. Okay, I think that makes sense. And then you can get the inactive users based on just subtracting, finding the difference between active and total. All right. Yeah, and then again, I'm not going to do this in here, but I guess theoretically we could have a tape, I could have a column that says max number of users, right? And then that could change basically. If I wanted to, I can say, oh, this has you have a maximum of 5 users, or you can have a maximum of 1,000 users. All right, so that's that. That goes there. Now I gotta. Well, I'm just gonna blow everything out anyway. It's not that big of a deal to get this stuff back. So, that's yeah. This is all test data. There's no real like things going on here. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna blow out my database and redo it, which is why I didn't create a new migration there. So that's that. But I think while we're here, let's get the product database table information up here too. So that is going to definitely go on the customer side of things. So in the shared table, because there's like, you're only going to have a certain number of applications or a certain number of total products, and that's globally shared. So let's open up the terminal. Or just make, what is it? I never remember the migration. Make migration? Let's see if that works. Yeah, okay. Create products table. We're gonna SSH into Homestead. While I'm doing that, I'll go over here. And for right now, I'll just create table string. This will be name. I'm just gonna do this as a blob for now because I guess body product info, that works. These are I guess this one can be null. Nah, probably neither one of these should be nullable. This doesn't connect to anything. It's just product. You get an ID. It can be an auto incrementing ID. There's no reason for it to be anything else. So there we go. Products table created. All right. So PHP artisan explode, db explode. This is my own command that I have, and we'll let that. Wait, where am I? Oh, I'm not in the thing. Sites, rebase, projects, rebase. Cool. All right. db explode. Yes. Whoa, what a break. Ooh, that's not good. Float. No, I didn't mean to call float. Where the hell are you seeing this? Acrobolt trait. Oh, blob doesn't exist. Oh, geez. What the hell is the name in Laravel? Is it just text? Blob. As database migration. That's binary. Okay. Long text. I could probably just use long text or text. I could have sworn there was a blob thing, but I guess there wasn't. Binary is blob equivalent. Okay. Yeah, I guess it just makes sense to use. I'll just use binary then. That's fine. Oh, wait. Okay. So all this does is it deletes all the databases that happen to exist, and then it remigrates all the shared database only because there's no other databases at the moment in time. Okay, so that's good. This page will now fail. Good, and it just takes me back to the registration. I don't want to be on that domain. That's something I'll have to change. It shouldn't redirect me to whatever fake domain you happen to be on, but I guess that makes sense that it would. Advanced, at the risk. So I'll just make it the same thing. Ooh, look at that. What did I do here? I was playing with some of the design stuff and I blew up the design. Oh, I know what I did there. Okay. Let's fix that before, well, let's do this and then fix that, so. Option, pick your option, put in my super secret credit card number. Yes, I agree to terms, yes, I agree to that. Go pay. So it's doing the payment. All done, check your email. I don't have Horizon running, so it's not gonna run. PHP Artisan Horizon. Okay, so Horizon's gonna take care of those jobs. Let's see, processing, creating the new customer. I don't think I needed to make any changes to this. Cool, so process the customer, sent the email. Mail trap. I may have to sign into this. Let me hide this information real quick. I don't think there's any major reason to hide this. Okay. Welcome to Rebase. There we go. So this is our account information. Yes, accept the risk. This is what happens when you restart your entire stupid browser. What's your email address? Go to password. Password 123. Verify that. Save it. No, don't save. Okay, now we go log in. Hey, but you should be seeing the class stuff up from last week anyway. Is there anything that you're not seeing? No, I didn't finish onboarding. Which makes sense, because I didn't finish onboarding. Let's go to the onboarding page. Complete onboarding. Yeah, are you not seeing the lectures? There are lectures actually, like from last week, and there's going to be one obviously tonight. There'll be one. Okay. If you're not seeing any lectures or that being posted, I will double check after I'm done doing this today to make sure that everything is up there. Not up there. I mean up public, because I thought it was all public already. Okay, so we're back to where we were a minute ago. I now have the product database. So we should have in the, oh, this won't be this database. Ballot, Homestead, go back in here. Yeah, don't worry about the questions of the day. That's fine. I've left those empty purposefully. Okay, they should have been all graded. If you haven't seen that, I'll check after this and see what's going on there. Everything was done. I thought I pushed it all. Like I have to do it all. You can do grading weird in the system of Canvas. You can either set it to just like show the grades all the time or push all the grades at once. I've been doing it where they're set to be pushed all at once. So I'll check after this. I don't want to do it in the stream right now, but I will definitely do that. No. You do not have to worry about that. Absolutely not. No, we have enough. I already have enough material that I could like grade based on this with just adding a few other things if I wanted to. Like, you don't have to worry about the class being discredited. That's definitely not going to happen. Okay, so go back into this database, workspaces. You should now be able to see active users and total users. There we go. I will actually also cut this short today, so that way I can go in and double check this stuff. There will be no discrediting of the class. Okay, total users, active users. So now I actually have to figure out where I'm going to go to put that information in. Well, we'll figure that out later. I can just right now pull that information up on the screen and connect for the product name too. So those will be the things that we do. Yeah, all right, so let's go into, let's get rid of it and close that out. I haven't seen any emails, but have they sent it to my personal? I'll check later. But yeah, don't worry. You don't have to worry about the class being discredited. But that is weird about the emails situation. So, and don't worry about commenting on the stream. That's perfectly fine. If you've got, like, you know, if I missed something serious there, then I'm happy to know about it. I haven't seen any emails coming through. They sent to my Rutgers account? Well, all right, don't worry about it. I'll check that later too. Let's see here. I don't need that open anymore. Don't need all done. Check your email. We've already taken care of that. So registration has been completed and we're good there. So back to the customer billing information. Let's grab the workspaces from the user here. Settings.php/customer. All right, so we have the customer. Does the customer return? The customer won't return the workspace information if I'm remembering correctly. So let's double check on that though. Relations, subscription. Okay, so yeah, I didn't pull in the workspaces from here. So let's pull in the work. Yeah, because this is like all customer data. Okay. Get customer with subscription. So I'm grabbing the customer with the subscription. Now I guess I should probably do some sort of other thing here. So where I'm like, get customer with subscription and yeah, let's start from over here. What happens if I just pull in the workspaces like this? I think you can do it like that, right? I think that's an extra SQL query, but I don't care because this page is kind of heavy trafficked, or not trafficked, I should say. Oh no, the customer probably might not have access to that. Let's see what the customer has. I have access to the lookup, but I don't have access to the workspace here. Yeah, that would make sense. Customer ID. So we're going to just grab all of them right here. This is probably the heaviest page that exists. Oops. I'm looking at workspace repository. Yeah, we're getting all, okay, so get all by domain. Get owner. What do we need here? I don't think I have a get all for, no, that's get all owners. This is where we're getting the slug, get by domain, match. Yeah, so this is a new, okay, this is gonna be a new thing. Okay, this, probably cache this, but model where actually I don't even think I need to do that. No, I don't need to do that. Because this is the customer ID, this is all their workspaces, so this is literally everything. There wouldn't be two workspaces in this database with a different customer ID. I don't think. Actually raises the question, why do I even have that? Oh, well, I need that. Okay, I need that for something else. I can just say get all workspaces. So I don't need this. Workspace. Hold on, let me make sure I have a get all. Get all. Yeah, that should do it. Yep, and there's only the one. That's fine. All right, now we go to settings.view. All right, I had a bunch of crap in here. We can get rid of this crap. We don't need it. Yeah, we can say at before equal to base.id. Actually, I think it might be an array. Name slug status. So yeah, and then so now we can say name. Oh, we don't have a number. Ah, that's gonna be huge. I don't want to put out the entire thing. I'm gonna get rid of that. So we have name, URL, which I'm just putting the slug out there for right now. TD and TD. Oh boy. Active users. There we go. So that was easy to just kind of get that information out there. But one thing I want to look at real quick, because this might be starting to get, well, it is starting to get a little significant. 5 different queries that we have going on here, 6 megs. I mean, it's only taking a second to really load this page. I can probably, I'm sure I can cache the workspaces too. So repository. No, I can't. Because I'm using the all. Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to really do. I could probably optimize the queries a little bit better later on. We're not looking at a crazy amount of data coming through here right now, but this query is gonna, because it's basically just a select star from workspaces. It's just getting everything. That could become massive, I think, but yeah, you know, I don't know. Some of this other stuff might be even more of an issue. Like, I don't understand why it's doing. I might be able to clean this up, because right now I'm doing 2 queries, which I don't want to do here. One where I'm getting the customers and one where I'm getting the subscriptions. So there's that's probably someplace I potentially can optimize, but for right now, it's gonna have to just be that way. Especially since I'm gonna then connect to the product table. So now this is starting to become like database central. Everything is just like every table is gonna be in here somewhere, and I don't like that. But okay, we have the data coming in here now. So now it just becomes a matter of whether, you know, what we're going to do with all this information now that we have it. So now we can, you know, we'll see the active members, we'll see the total members of the site. You can kind of start figuring things out there. And then we have to be able to edit this information. So let's add in here some buttons. So we'll do there'll be a link to edit the workspace, I'm assuming, and then there'll be a link to I guess delete the workspace, and then I'll have to figure out what the difference is between delete and archive. But that's definitely not a today thing. So we'll figure out if there maybe there is an archive process. Maybe it's just delete. No, it shouldn't be a button. This should be an edit. Oh, I don't have a link for that yet. So let's just do it. Well, I can do. There's your link. href is just going nowhere for the moment in time. We'll say edit. We'll just call it edit. SP, no, we'll do and then this will be a button. Say close. So closing the workspace. So this will either be inertia edit or inertia close. extra small. Oop. I'm actually going to put that in its own row. Just to give it some breathing room. We'll have to probably pass in the ID. So let's say, where's that guy? Danger delete, we'll pass in the workspace. And the name. Name is kind of secondary. We don't really need that information, but I'm going to just take it anyway, because we can use it here for the name. Danger delete ID name. So now I got to do a confirm. Delete. There we go. Just to see that kind of working. Oops, I broke something. What I broke? Oh, probably. Yep, I can definitely do that. You want to do that? If you guys are cool with that, I can do it tonight at normal lecture time. Let's go back over to open up the inspect elements console because I broke something in here. Oh. There we go. So obviously that's not going anywhere at this moment in time, but we'll have that go somewhere. Okay, so we have that going there. That's working in the sense that we can actually now just click on this stuff and get rid of that. Let's see, what else can we do real quick on this page? Well, I can make that inertia route start to work too. It's more just an issue of I gotta build the actual delete route in. So we can go what now? Let's see, confirm we want to delete name, and then This is space dot delete. We'll just take the ID. Okay, so where are we now? We got that. Oh, let's create that route, I guess. That would probably be the next best step. Workspace.delete. So let's go to base workspace. Yeah, we should probably give it the ID. Yep, that's not a problem. In fact, what time is it now? You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm actually going to end my stream because I'm concerned about this, because I don't know, like, the email thing has got me wondering, because everything, as far as I can tell, I've been getting all my emails and I don't see anything from students. So I definitely believe you. So don't take that the wrong way. Don't take it that I'm saying I don't believe you. I do. I want to see what the heck is going up with my email. But I'll send out an email. I'm going to end my stream now. We'll have that going on Wednesday normal time, and I'll send out an email tonight to make sure that everyone is aware of it. So thanks everybody for watching. Sorry for cutting the stream short, but I got something that's more important that I got to take care of today. So have a great one, everybody.